Hello from Barbados. I'm in the jungle and the place we're staying at the minute, there's bats that fly in and there's monkeys. Honestly, I can't even make it up. It's like we've been dropped off at a set of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. But that's another story, and we had a terrible time getting here. And if you're interested in that, go to our family Instagram, Our Venture Beyond. Now, what I want to talk to you about is increasing efficiency of your workforce. Now, have a little think about this. Have you thought about reducing the hours that your team work? Not increasing, reducing to get more work done so they're more efficient. Now, this comes from experience. So when I started up my business, the guys and my team used to work a lot of hours, and it comes from a culture from my previous company I used to work for. We used to do standard 12-hour days. It used to be longer, and it just sort of carried across. But as we went through the recession, I feel the market value of an electrician and of electrical contractors actually went down. You couldn't charge as much money. In fact, I feel that there's a lot of things driving costs down, and it was hard to increase wages. The cost of running a business was incredibly high. So what I done was actually reduce the hours that people worked. So they would work from 8 o'clock in the morning till 4 p.m. They were pretty much the standard hours, and there would be a half an hour sort of tea break in the morning and an hour lunch break. And as long as the work got done, I was happy, and it always got done. The team were really good, and it was incredibly efficient. Now, what I really liked about it was that it allows people to go home at a half sensible time and get on with their life, so they can leave work at work and just go home and live, because I'm all for work-life balance. Now, I feel that in the UK there's very little support for working families, and I think it's really important because working families are very important for the economy and for society. Our children, we need to raise them, and yet we're spending less and less time with them. We're working more and more because we feel we have to. I think it's ridiculous. We should be spending more time with our families and concentrating on them, raising our children. And, it contributes to so much more and benefits everybody. So, I think it's ridiculous that people are treated like absolute robots. We're not robots, we're humans. Like, what people really have to understand is that the work output of someone isn't directly proportional with the hours that they work. It doesn't work like that. It's called the human factor. You've got emotion, you've got fatigue, you've got morale, you've got all these things that go on that affect. So when you've got these, tender packages and it's done by hours per man, and you've got these building sites and it's all worked out per man, they're not that accurate, because you've got to take into the human effect. And so, working someone a 12-hour day like a dog all the time is just ridiculous. That guy, that woman should be going home to her family, or, even if they haven't got a family, they should be going and spending time for themselves. Because also, when I reduced my working hours myself and actually spent time with myself or with my family, going to the gym or whatever, my work output massively increased as well. Efficiency was absolutely brilliant. So it's just a little thought, and I want to hear your thoughts on it. If you're a business owner or whatever, would you consider reducing the work hours of your guys and not reducing their wages either, and just seeing if the efficiency goes up? Because I think you'd be surprised. I think you'll be really surprised. Anyway, I'll see you another time. I'm going to jump in a pool.